The New York Jets fly into Minnesota this week. That's right, they're coming in through the skies.
Throw to the end zone and good. Wilson has a touchdown. What a start from Mike White and the Jets.
Their opponent, the Minnesota Vikings, makes for one of the best games of the week because it will have one of the best one-on-one matchups of the week.
Firing deep, Jefferson! He brought it down! Of course he did!
And that's just ridiculous.
What happens when you pour sauce on dynamite? Does it extinguish it or does it blow up still? The Kid versus Sauce. Great one-on-one when Justin Jefferson and Gardner go at it. Jefferson in 2022, the key to Minnesota's wins for the most part. So he's the key to beating Minnesota as well. Jefferson crushed in week 12, 9 catches, 139 yards and a touchdown.
It's caught for the touchdown by Jefferson! Team Gritty on Thanksgiving, why not?
Cowboys and Eagles both held Senior Gritty under 50 yards. Minnesota lost both games. The Vikings have only won once this season when he's under 98 yards. He's been near or way over the century mark in the rest of their victories.
Rolls it, throws it, Jefferson again! First time, just throw to him all day. It's too much fun.
Oh, and I'm for sure not going to make any more good times comments about JJ. Is it clear that was said with heavy sarcasm? I get it, man, but I should get a touche for that. A couple fans out there know. Back to the preview. Gardner, nice low 60.6 rating allowed, 14 passes defensed. No one in the NFL with more.
Intercepted! Sauce Gardner's got it! And the Jets are in business.
Jets defense has more than just Justin Jefferson to worry about. Adam Thielen, 9 catches last week, a touchdown against the Bills.
Looking, Jefferson was covered. Other side, Thielen! Touchdown! Minnesota!
New York counters with DJ Reed, healthy 74.4 rating allowed, got hands on 7 balls. No shock, the Jets have held wide receivers to the 3rd lowest rating in the NFL at 81.2.
Deep ball, knocked away. The recovery by Reed.
Minnesota will test the Jets' skills versus tight ends as well. TJ Hawkinson also prominent to the purple passing attack. 5+ catches in each of his 4 games after the trade.
And Cousins flips it to Hawkinson. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Oh, look at that. New York hasn't allowed a touchdown to a tight end yet. 4 INTs off throws to that position. 69.8 rating versus tight ends, 3rd lowest.
He's picked off along the sideline. Jordan Whitehead.
Jets do face a Captain Kirk who jumped to light speed last week. Cousins in week 12, probably his best game of 2022. 30 of 37, 299 yards, over 8 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, rating over 115.
Kirk Cousins looks awfully comfortable in the pocket here. It's always good to get that completion early on in the ball game.
How many Trekkies have already hit the comments section? How dare you? Who is this idiot? Light speed and Captain Kirk? Minnesota's line just faced off with a high sack total team. Cousins only got hit 4 times, taken down just once. They'd take that again this week.
Cousins bouncing, lofting it. It's Cook on the run. First down, Dalvin Cook.
If the Jets can pressure Cousins a lot, it can help slow Jefferson. That's how Dallas beat him. Cousins this week facing a pass rush with a pressure rate of 30.3 without blitzing much.
He's flushed out of the pocket, he's chased by Clemens, and he throws incomplete.
And they still have a nice high sack total, too.
Just rush only 4 and still get there with Bryce Huff. A bullet off of the edge for the sack.
What about Dalvin Cook? Week 12 versus the Patriots, more carries than any other game this season. 42 yards and just 1.9 a run, though.
25. Whoa! What a hit by Jelani Tabai. He got Dalvin Cook and took him down.
He had a big run in week 11 that inflated his YPC in that game, too. A lot of his runs recently, the under 4 a carry variety. Cook was up against a defense tough on running backs last week, and he's up against another one this week. The Jets holding backs to 4.1 per run.
He's hit from behind this time by Solomon Thomas.
For what it's worth, they didn't play David Montgomery as well in week 12, though. Gave up 79 yards on 5.6 an attempt to him.
And just a great cut out to his right, and then just a really good finish on that run.
Jets offense has relied on its defense to keep the score low, and then they handed the QB keys to Mike White.
He's on the boot here, and he He throws for completion to Tyler Conklin.
White had such a good game versus Chicago last week, it felt like Zach Wilson should go back in to make sure White didn't get hurt. Over 300 yards, over 11 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, a rating right under 150.
Watch his poise in the pocket. A little bit of a slide, resets, goes through his progression, finds the open receiver.
Wilson's like, well, yeah, but they told me they want to see me back on the field at some point this year. Yeah, you know the kid who runs out there and grabs the kicking tee after kickoffs? Tight end Tyler Conklin was happy to see White. 3 catches, 3 targets, 50 yards.
Here's an open Conklin. Beautiful throw from White to the wide open tight end for a gain of 29.
So was Elijah Moore. 2 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
He'll look to throw. End zone, Moore! Touchdown Jets! Mike White, how about him?
But no one was as happy as Garrett Wilson to see White out there. 2 touchdowns last week, 5 catches, 95 yards. It's weird, he has 4 touchdowns this season, none of them from Zach.
Downfield shots has Garrett Wilson. Makes field goal miss. Turns on the afterburners. He's gone. Touchdown Jets. New York takes the lead.
That sets up another big one-on-one. Vikings pass defense is not good. More on that in a second. But Patrick Peterson has held up his end of things. 69.4 rating allowed at this point, 12 passes defensed. That's one of the highest figures in the league. So he can make things tough on the White connection with Wilson.
It's an interception! Patrick Peterson! And in this heavyweight bout, the Vikings with the knockout blow!
Pass defense is the number one thing Minnesota fans have been unhappy with. I see it in the comment section all the time. Or they're worried about it, at least. Versus Mac Jones, a guy who averages under 200 yards passing per game, they gave up 382, a rating near 120, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
On his way to the end zone for a touchdown!
And despite P-Squared's play, they've allowed a 101.6 rating to wide receivers. Could mean Minnesota needs something extra special from its pass rush. They don't have a terrible sack total because of Zadarius Smith. They have a solid pressure rate too, 28.6, made more solid because they don't blitz much either.
Allen is sacked from behind by Danielle Hunter.
Vikings face a traditional rush attack. They gave up 5.1 a carry to Ramondre Stevenson in their most recent outing.
Ramondre Stevenson, nice run.
Only faced 7 carries from him though, so New York fans know this. Minnesota is holding running backs to 3.8 yards per carry this season.
Bouncing to the outside, that hole is closed.
The Vikings have never faced Bam before though, Bam to some, but no one had faced Zonovan Knight in the NFL until last week. He will be the most picked up running back this week in fantasy football. Jets would love to get a repeat showing from that kid. 69 yards, 4.9 per against the Bears. Nice way for an undrafted to debut in the NFL.
Here's a big one for Zonovan Knight.
Okay, fill out the missing parts of previewing this matchup in the comments section. Help a brother out. Also, throw a prediction in there, like these ones.